Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Boulder Opal is the only time I can get excited about a tiny little crack like that, because if I rotate it around, you'll see the bar comes all the way around here, and I call it a bar, but it really is the thinnest seam ever, and it's also quite jagged and uneven, so splitting it is really tough to do, especially because it's already been split so close by. I can't just slice in up there, slice in over here, and then just try to go for a pinch and get it to split along the face. Instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to very carefully, with the carving tools, carve all the way down and try to expose this entire face and hope that it goes across the entire stone without too much ironstone cutting backwards and forwards through the bar. So I can see that it's probably this little line here. I can't see the flashes of color until it gets back over here. We lose it a little bit on this side. I can't really see it, but you can see it ends right on this corner, and then it must come through somewhere down here. So it's going to be slanted down heavily, somewhere towards that sand spot there. Now, unfortunately, X-ray vision does not help with this one. We really don't get to see much by shooting a torch in there. It's very tricky. We also don't see the entire outer edge, and typically I would say on a seam opal, you'd just go around, trim it back until you find this nice color. In this case, I'm not going to do that at all. We're just going to go down and we're just going to keep scraping away at this very carefully. At first, I'm going to take quite a bit off just with the 80 grits into diamond, but then we're going to go to 600s and we're going to wait for that transition onto opal. It's always good to start from where you can see the color and just move outwards from there. That way you don't lose track of the bar. It's better than just trying to shoot from here to here, just in case that bar is not actually what we're hunting and we blow through something even more important. And then we'll see what we've ended up with. Boulder Opal is the only opal where I can see a 1 millimeter or less vein running through a stone and get pretty excited about it, because that little corner exposed there is beautiful. So let's hope we get that light blue or dark blue color across the entire surface. Only one way to find out, so let's spin up. So looking at this opal, we've got a lot of ironstone on top. We want to get right down to that fine line, so I'm going to flash forwards through it. Let's have a quick listen to the 80 grit. So you can see it very quickly chews through, and it's it's very fast, so you really don't want to go too far. I'll show you, we'll jump to the spot where I stop using this. So right here you can see I've stopped. As soon as you can see little patches of opal starting to sneak through, because we're looking at this and you've got to imagine this bar it's not like a full seam, it is super thin, especially on one side. So you are going to blast straight through it if you keep going with an 80 grit as soon as you see color. So you want to pull up just short of the color in most areas. And then we're going to switch over to the 600 grit. 99% of this stone's time comes from the 600 grit. Some people might give up at this point, because you can see here there's heaps of deep ironstone still. We know the bar is super thin. Definitely if you're cabbing, this is a dead stone, but because we're carving, all we're going to do is just trace over all of these little ironstone patches. I certainly do not give up very quickly when it comes to this, because even just the tiniest amount of removal can just magically clear up the ironstone. It is super cool. You'll see as we go along here, all of those little ironstone parts, every time you sweep over them, they just shrink. And eventually, some of these little dots, they just completely disappear. So have a look at that one. Almost completely gone. So just a couple more passes and all of that area will clear up. It always looks bad. It always looks bad. And that's the fun of this material. If you're a carver, this is super fun to do, because yes, it looks like you're getting absolutely nowhere. Sometimes you can be doing this for hours if it's a full face stone. But have a look here, this is those kind of moments that you really love. Just sweeping over the top of it, and then when I dunk it in the water and clean it off, you'll see we've just got even more opal exposed, the ironstone's working its way out of the face. It is super satisfying to do this. Like I said, you do need to have patience. Sometimes this can take a long time. This stone alone was definitely more than 30 minutes with the 600 grits into diamond, just carefully sweeping over all the ironstone areas. You don't want to hit the opal areas. Once you see opal, you basically want to peel off and pull up. Like right there, we just saw that massive little dot just disappear completely. And normally I'd use the permanent marker trick for a lot of opal, especially at this kind of 600 grit stage, to make sure I've got all the inclusions and any scratches or anything like that. With this kind of material, you really don't need to. The ironstone stands out super easy. These big orange or brown or black little spots, they're very clear to see, and you just got to work them all out of the face. On the really thin bars, you will get areas that will not clear up. They'll go all the way through the opal, especially when you do some splits. If you can see the ironstone on both sides, you've most likely got a little bit of a tunnel of ironstone that's going through the face, which is super unlucky. You'll see that this one has one of those as well. So right here you can see there's that big spot. Unfortunately, that's gone all the way through the opal face. Super unlucky, but you can see how much we've managed to clear up. Now, if you get to some point like this and you're wanting to find the edge, just grab your burr and just jab a line along the seam, just in case it's going to dip. Sometimes you do get ones that dip super suddenly. So you just want to put in your little trench, that's what I call trenching, and just make sure you've found the edge, and that's about it. Well, I'm going to call this one a bit of a draw. The bar didn't transition all the way over here. Unfortunately, the only thing I managed to salvage on this side is this little pocket here, and it doesn't really amount to much. Hopefully I showed you pretty well how I just work away from the opal and just try to clear up all the spots. You can see it really cleans up well. I've got one big hole in the opal there, most likely a point where I'm going to have to slice. And then I showed you how I just guarantee that there's no opal underneath by just cutting in these little channels. So I channel close to the edge of the bar, and we're going to slice all the way along there, and we'll square that up so that the opal sits facing this way nicely. Of course, there's a lot of material on the back still. I'll be slicing all the way along there as well. And here I see myself ending up with two decent stones. This one here is really cool, the pattern on it. If I give it a bit of a water, pattern of it looks like it's spraying this light blue opal from the corner here. Down here it goes a little bit more purple, and it'll be a bit of a skinnier triangle stone and then a bit more of a equilateral triangle. I'll get that one pretty square and even across all the lengths. Here I don't think I'll probably save that. That'll probably end up just being an offcut. But this was an offcut to begin with, so not too bad. I'm pretty happy with it. I just wish it covered the whole face. Every now and then you'll get really lucky and you'll just keep playing with these little ironstone inclusions in the face, and they'll just clear up just like they did all over here, and you'll end up with a nice full stone. But unfortunately this one, I looked really hard. Unfortunately these tiny little seams here, they were just dark. They were just black. You can see it right here. That's what they turned out to be. Unfortunately, no precious opal in there, just a really black common opal. Very unfortunate that that comes out pretty podgy. Even here, I tried to join this little segment here to the rest of the main stone, and it just didn't quite get there, so we'll lose that as well. Two triangle pieces. It's good though, because I can show off how to do that kind of cutting and slicing with my big blades. Makes this job so much easier. So that'll come up in a future video. Still, for an offcut parcel, you get stones like this and you get two little stones out of it, you're going to come out way on top. Way on top. More than double your money. So very good. Bit of old Nick Hoops material that I've had lying around for a while. Could have gone better, could have gone worse. I'll call it a draw and stay pretty happy with it. Anyway, I want to get some wins, so time to move on to the next stone. Good luck, have fun. Hopefully your carving works out just as well, if not better. See you next time.